Lithium has been a popular material for batteries for ages, with China unsurprisingly dominating the battery manufacturing markets. However, a new lithium technology created in Australia may be changing that. As lithium prices reach new heights and manufacturers are turning to batteries with fewer raw materials, new advances surrounding batteries can help change the industry as we know it. In this video, we'll look more into this new lithium tech and more. Firstly, we may see an increase in batteries' lifespans. Back in March, a team of researchers from the University of Queensland in Australia had designed a thin cathode material that helped with reducing corrosion in lithium-ion batteries. The material had also demonstrated great high-voltage cycling stability, with capacity retention of almost 80% after 1,000 cycles. Lianzhou Wang of the university said that his team had demonstrated a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that remained stable for more than 1,000 cycles. This seems to be a pretty impressive improvement to previous batteries. We've designed a uniquely grown atomic thin functional layer on the surface of a high voltage cathode, which is the source of lithium ions and a critical aspect that limits the cycle life in a battery, Wang said. He also claimed that the approach features a protective coating for a scalable process, which will pave the way for the deployment of these materials in next generation batteries. Wang said that corrosion is typically the primary reason that batteries degrade, but the new process would increase the lifespan of batteries in everything from smartphones to electric vehicles. The new technology involves the application of an epitaxially engineered wetting layer on a lithium nickel manganese oxide or LMNO cathode material. The research team said the atomic thin wetting layer offers long-term suppression of the transition metal dissolution from the cathode without impacting its dynamics. Wang and his team also said that when tested in full lithium-ion coin cell configuration, the coated LMNO, in combination with a graphite anode and a non-aqueous electrolyte solution, enables capacity retention of about 77% after 1,000 cycles. With the industry under increasing pressure to decarbonize, the development of lithium-ion batteries with lower cost, higher energy density, and longer cycle life is vitally important. Dr. Rosalind Gummo, a technical specialist, welcomed the development. She said that this tech would help improve the cycling efficiency and overall cycle life of high-voltage cathodes. These methods also have the potential to stabilize other cathode materials as well, she added. Next up, what are the components of the current lithium-ion battery? Li-ion batteries consist of largely four main components: the cathode, anode, electrolyte, and separator. All of the components of a Li-ion battery are essential since it can't function if one of the components is missing. A lithium-ion battery generates electricity through the chemical reactions of lithium. This is why, of course, lithium is inserted into the battery, and that space for lithium is called a cathode. However, since lithium is unstable in its element form, lithium oxide is used for the cathode. The cathode plays an important role in determining the characteristics of the battery, as the battery's capacity and voltage are determined by the active material type used for the cathode. As a result, the cathode plays an important role in determining the voltage of the battery. Just like the cathode, the anode substrate is also coated with active material. The anode's active material performs the role of enabling electric current to flow through the external circuit, while allowing reversible absorption of lithium ions released from the cathode. When the battery is being charged, lithium ions are stored in the anode. At this point, when the conducting wire connects the cathode to the anode, lithium ions naturally flow back to the cathode through the electrolyte, and the electrons separated from lithium ions move along the wire, generating electricity. When explaining the cathode and anode, it was mentioned that lithium ions move through the electrolyte, and electrons move through the wire. This is the key in enabling the use of electricity in a battery. If ions flow through the electrolyte, not only will we not be able to use electricity, but our safety will be in jeopardy too. The electrolyte is the component that plays this important role. It serves as the medium that enables the movement of only lithium ions between the cathode and anode. For the electrolyte, materials with high ionic conductivity are typically used so that lithium ions move around easily. While the cathode and anode determine the basic performance of a battery, the electrolyte and separator determine the safety of a battery. The separator functions as a physical barrier, keeping cathode and anode apart. It prevents the direct flow of electrons and allows only the ions to pass through the internal microscopic hole, so it needs to satisfy all the physical and electrochemical conditions. When looking at a battery, we might not see much, but there's a lot to be considered when making the powerhouse. And now, what are the benefits of lithium-ion batteries? Nowadays, lithium-ion batteries are the main main powerhouses for several everyday products, like laptops, cell phones, and even cars. As technology evolves to focus more on speed, big data, and mobility, the importance of reliable portable power is massive and steadily on the rise. The battery's advantages fall into 5 main groups: maintenance, longevity, charging time, safety, and ease of charging. Li-ion batteries are able to be recharged hundreds of times and are overall more stable than other options. They usually have a higher energy density, voltage capacity, and lower self-discharge rate than any other rechargeable batteries. This makes for better power efficiency since a single cell has longer charge retention than any other battery types. What about lithium mining waste? Lithium demand is being driven by the constantly evolving lithium-ion battery markets, which has revolutionized our lives over the last 30 years. Australia in particular supplies about 60% of the world's lithium in the form of a mineral concentrate called spodumene. With an abundance of hard rock lithium, they're among the countries with the largest lithium deposits globally. The conventional way of extracting lithium from spodumene is using a rotary kiln, which requires very high temperatures and can only be applied to spodumene of a certain type and size. This process is highly energy intensive, and the constraints placed on the feed applicable to this process result in a large proportion of the lithium in these hard rock deposits ending up going to waste. So the issue that scientists in Australia have been working to address is that these current techniques only produce between about 50 to 70% lithium from the original ore. As a result, 2 Aussie organizations developed a process called LieNA, which removes the need for traditional high-temperature processing and is ideally suited to the processing of the waste, and realizing the extent of the lithium value from Australia's hard rock deposits. The LieNA technology, which is patented by Lithium Australia, involves initial treatment of the waste spodumene to form synthetic lithium sodalite, which can be easily recovered. Lithium is then easily extracted and purified in relatively straightforward processing steps, and finally isolated as lithium phosphate, which can be directly used in the manufacture of lithium ferrophosphate batteries. Back in early 2020, Lithium Australia Limited was awarded $1.3 million from the federal government's Department of Industry, Science and Technology (CRCP) Round 8 program. This new development could very well be another award-winning feat. And finally, some more developments from Lithium Australia Limited. Lithium Australia is also looking to pursue other goals as well. In specific, one where the cells powering the electric vehicle age don't require cobalt or nickel, which have always been typically used in lithium-ion batteries. As lithium prices soar to new heights and manufacturers turn to batteries with fewer raw materials, Lithium Australia has positioned its nanotech-focused branch, VSPC, to pursue opportunities in the Australian market. VSPC creates the specialized lithium cathode powers that help power batteries. Already, the division is considering commercial opportunities overseas, but a grant opportunity could see it stay focused on Australia. Now time for some other news. First up, British firefighters issue warnings after a huge London fire. The fire, which started in a flat in London on June 22nd, was extinguished by 60 firefighters. Fire crews also led 6 people to safety and 1 man had to be taken to the hospital. According to London Fire Brigade investigators, the fire was caused by the failure of an e-bike's lithium-ion battery. The brigade also said that it's seen a large rise in e-bike and e-scooter incidents, which have become more popular in recent years. Just this year alone, fire crews have already dealt with 32 fires involving e-bikes and another 7 involving e-scooters. So far in 2022, there have been a further 17 fires involving other lithium-ion batteries. Last year, there were more than 100 fires in the capital involving lithium-ion batteries as well. Now, an Indian manufacturer works on a new lithium battery factory. The Indian manufacturer Senvaru is working on expanding its lithium battery production capacity to 400 megawatts per year by setting up a new factory in the Indian state of Uttarakhand. The company currently has a 125 megawatts per year facility in Sonipat, Haryana, where it makes lithium batteries for the solar storage and electric vehicle segments. Its expansion plans are now underway and its next factory will be built in Hardwar, Uttarakhand. That's a wrap for this video. What do you guys think of this new lithium technology? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.